to our presentation on how to use the PriceSmart vendor portal to create appointments. This video is an extension to the very first video created and will address the case when multiple purchase orders are part of a single shipment. So now let's get started using the provided credentials. So I'm going to select the username, type the password. Just click at this white arrow to access the application. Now that we're inside the application, I'm going to select or double click at this purchase orders tab. I'm going to click here, this little arrow, and here in the purchase order box, we're going to type the number of purchase orders that we want to create an appointment for. So I'm going to enter 3 purchase orders, being the case that this is a multiple order type of appointment. So the way you do it is that you enter the first one, and then you enter the second one, separated by a comma and space. So I'm going to enter the second one. And then a third one. Once I finish entering, I could continue entering more depending on how many actually I wanna make an appointment for. And next step is here at the bottom, I'm just gonna click apply. I expand the window, and now you see the 3 purchase orders that I'm interested in making an appointment for. So just as explained in the first video, we're gonna create a shipment. So the first step is we're gonna click at all the purchase orders and come all the way here down to the bottom and click at ready to ship. And you will get this message saying that the RTS was created successfully for purchase orders. And here it will just highlight for you the 3 purchase orders you have selected. So I'm gonna close this little window and refresh this page. Once I refresh this page, next step is I'm gonna pick my first purchase order. And the idea here is that we're gonna create a distribution order for that first purchase order that we selected, and then add the other purchase orders to that first distribution order that was created under that first PO. So I'm gonna come here to the bottom. Again, I'm just selecting the first one. And right next to that to the O, I'm gonna say, let's create a distribution order. Okay. And after I create this first distribution order, you can either copy and paste this number or just jot this number down. Remember, it finishes on 040, okay, which is equivalent to the purchase order number. And I'm gonna click at save. So at this point, we're ready to consolidate. So what we're gonna do is, I'm gonna minimize this, and I'm gonna go into the second purchase order, the one ending in 042. And all I'm gonna do is, I'm just gonna add this purchase order to the very first distribution order that we created. I'm gonna click at add to DO. You're gonna find here that first purchase order here, the 040 here, it's the one you're gonna select. So we're just gonna click at select. And all we're doing now is just consolidating that second purchase order to the very first one that we opened. We're going to save. We're going to get this warning override message, which we're going to save as well. And now we have two purchase orders. We're going to continue following the same steps. So I'm just going to minimize this. And I'm going to go into the third purchase order. I'm going to add to DO again, just like we did the second one. Select this distribution order. Save. And just like we did before, we're going to save. Once we see this override warning message. And now you have officially consolidated 3 purchase orders under the distribution order ID. Okay. So next step we're going to do is, if we have more, you continue doing the same thing, which is just minimize and then do the selections that we just talked about. But since we're only going to consolidate 3 purchase orders, the next step is just gonna, what we're going to do is just edit, just like we do when we deal with single shipments. And we're going to input the information that is required in order to create a shipment and then an appointment. So we're just going to enter the number of pallets for those 3 POs. We're going to specify what type of load. So we're going to select palletize. As in the first video, we're going to put here the transportation company that you're planning to use. And then under designated resources, we're going to specify the service level, which you're going to make a selection, which is PPD, which stands for prepaid. And the carrier, we have to say here PPD1. Okay. You scroll up, and then we're going to fill in the second tab. The second tab, we're going to override this word pending, and we're going to use the vendor ID that we were provided. And then we're going to come down here to this, save the information that we just entered. We don't have to make any changes to the dates. So we're just going to go ahead and just save what we just entered. Okay. As you see here, we still have the 3 purchase orders that were consolidated. So we're going to refresh the page a couple of times because now we need to have a shipment. So I'm going to refresh it once and I have the shipment ID. So at this point, just like in the first video, when we did 1 purchase order, 1 shipment, in this case, we have a shipment ID, which is gonna include the information for the 3 purchase orders here. If you have 5, it'll be 5. If it's 10, it's 10. But you have the shipment ID that is a reflection of the consolidation of these 3 purchase orders. Okay. So the next step we're gonna do is we could either copy and paste this ID or write this number down somewhere. Because we're gonna need it in order to create an appointment. So in my case, what I suggest is to copy, minimize the screen, minimize it, second screen, and click at the add to appointment option, which is the second tile. Control C, paste the shipment ID there that we just created with those 3 purchase orders. We're going to specify where is it going to. We're going to select a date when we would like to have this appointment. We're gonna select the type of appointment. In this case, we're gonna create, it's gonna be live unload. And we're gonna look for the availability of time slots for that date at that DC. So once you click a recommended time slots, it's gonna give you 4 options, in some cases 5. And I'm just gonna choose the 5 a.m., which is the second option. I'm gonna click select. And at that point, after I click select, I'll have an appointment ID already generated, which is this 125-0064. And I'm gonna save all my information that I used to create this appointment. At this point, you have created the appointment. The appointment confirmation number is 125-0064. It's a live download. It's a schedule for the 17th at 5 a.m. and it's destined or scheduled for facility 2090. So at that point, we have finished the appointment creation process, specifically for shipments that includes multiple purchase orders. The instruction manual that we published before will contain more information on how to make changes such as updates or cancellations to the appointment. And last thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to close the application. All you do is just click here and you sign out. We have completed the appointment creation process, specifically to address the multiple purchase order case. And hope you find this video useful. And if you have any questions, as always, feel free to reach out to us. Thank you.